Welcome to another episode of Arkansas Unsolved, brought to you by the Junto Podcast. That's right, the Together Podcast. Heather, lead researcher this week, tell us a little bit about what you have for us. Another Arkansas Unsolved. And by the way, are you loving this? Are you loving these?
I am. I really am. Because it's very personal. It's personal to us, I think.
And
I think we have history with it. It's not forced. It's just natural. It's there. It's easy. I like it.
I do too.
Yeah.
Another Arkansas Unsolved. Tell us what we have this week.
So Martha's Bridge. I don't know if that sends chills up anybody's spine. But I've heard about Martha's Bridge for years and years. My daughters actually have history with it.
Right.
I consider them eyewitnesses.
That's it. This is where we dig in, explore the mysteries, the legends, and unexplained stories that have become part of Arkansas folklore. So excited to be with you. If you don't know me, I'm Jeremy. This is Heather.
Yes. Like you said, every week we are going to take a closer look to stories actually that are closer to us.
That's true.
That's
true.
That have been passed down through generations. It's word of mouth. It's like things have been added, things have been taken away, but still the basic premise is there.
Well, and
for the legend.
There you go. That's what I was going to say. The thing about what we're doing in this series is that it's the folklore, it's the legend. Now, as we go through these, it's up to you to determine what you believe about them. We're not here to tell you what to believe, but we are here to present the information as it is. And if nothing else, the legend is amazing. So
that's it. Perfect. Yes. So like our girls, they watch these, I don't even know what you call them, but they have lore.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
That's like the $1 million word right now.
I know.
Call it? Like the coin word.
So in today's episode, it takes us to Marion, Arkansas, just a few miles of West Memphis. Hidden away from a busy highway is a bridge that's become the center of one of the area's most enduring ghost stories. Now,
locals call it Martha's Bridge. Some claim it's haunted by the spirit of a grieving woman, which is what we know it to be.
That's true.
Right? Others say strange sounds echo through the darkness, and almost everyone has heard some version of the legend.
That's right. So, Heather, who was Martha? Did she ever exist? Or has the story grown into something much bigger than history?
Probably. More than likely. So, first of all, where is Martha's Bridge? Jeremy, tell us.
Well, it's interesting because Martha's Bridge sits just outside Marion, Arkansas, in a quiet rural area surrounded by farmland and wooded stretches. Now listen, during the day, it's an ordinary bridge over a drainage canal, but
after sunset, everything changes.
Ooh, it changes.
The road becomes isolated. Try not to reveal. We'll reveal it. When you reveal it, I'll reveal it.
Okay, here we go.
Call service can be spotty. I can attest. The only sounds are frogs, insects, and the occasional train. Oh my gosh, the train.
The train. It's always a train.
It's always the train.
In Marion, Arkansas.
In the distance.
Come on.
It's exactly the kind of place where your imagination starts filling in the blanks.
Well, and ironically, the next footage that you're about to see, Heather and I actually was that yesterday, 2 days ago? Went to Martha's Bridge.
Was it?
And so here's what we found when we went to Martha's Bridge. Now, I'll say this. We did not go when it was dark because
it was dusk.
It was dusk. But we're going to roll that footage for you now. Here we are going to Martha's Bridge. Here it is. All right, headed to Martha's Bridge for the next episode of Arkansas Unsolved. Hop in. We're going to Martha's Bridge. I left my lights for nighttime at work. And so we're having to go while it's still a little bit dusk outside. Come on, we're going. Let's see what it's all about. Good? Let's go.
So it's called Martha's Bridge, Marion, Arkansas, and used to be, I guess when they named it Martha's Bridge, it was there wasn't much around, right? it was just kind of fields. But I mean, we live in the South, so I mean, you can see we're surrounded by fields. So, but now at this point, there are subdivisions, and they keep growing and growing and get closer and closer. So it's not so much out of town anymore as it used to be. But anyway, so the myth or the legend goes that Martha lost her baby. I'm not sure how that happened. We're going to find out.
So we're just primarily going to scout the location and maybe show
location.
you what Martha's Bridge is today.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's not going to look unlike a little bridge in Arkansas.
It's not going to be overwhelming. It may be
legend.
underwhelming, but once you know the legend, maybe then it will be overwhelming and you'll have chills. You're like, oh, they showed us that. Wow.
Right. Hey, right here on Arkansas Unsolved. So Martha's Bridge, let's see what happens. All right, we're in the heartbeat of Marion, Military Road, which is another podcast, honestly, that we should do. Lots of history with Marion.
All right, we're coming up on it.
All right, so Heather said we're coming up on it. Is this it right here?
This is it. See, it used to be out of town, and now with all the new subdivision houses, it is not so much.
That's right. Martha's Bridge here is right here, and we're going to park up here and get out somewhere where you can pull. Oh, I got my meta glasses on too, so this is for POV.
You're not supposed to park before or after the bridge. You're supposed to park on.
So you're going to let us in on all that stuff.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to park on the side.
Scared.
All right, so I've got the Oakley metas on. We're getting a POV as well as we're walking Martha's Bridge right here. Heather, tell us about the bridge. Well, and I know
it's an old bridge, and looking at it, okay, this is pre all of my research, but it's old looking. I know there's a lot of fields out here. Probably thinking like for farm equipment, tractors, because if you look at this thing, it's pretty tore up. Looks like it's about to separate from the actual road here. It's tore up. It's tore up. And this is really creepy looking. You can look underneath it in a hole. Wow, that's interesting there. Lots of wildlife here. Lots and lots of poison ivy. Okay.
So, as we mentioned, Marion is a lot of history in Marion. It was the county seat in Crittenden County, which are oldest little cities. Has a lot to do with the Mississippi River. But Martha's Bridge, check out over here, you can see a little creek, man. You could see, like, when this is not developed, how boggy and marshy and all of these things, how it would be.
And when there's no lights out here, how that would be.
Right.
So,
Gosh, crazy.
Yeah.
What are you thinking? You feeling anything?
Yeah, I'm feeling that it's creepy and
Let's go on this side real quick. I'm feeling something. I can tell you it stinks. I smell like the fit. It just smells swampy. It's crazy. I don't feel anything per se, but there's a car coming, so we're gonna skedaddle on down the road.
Fall into.
Yeah. I got the POV glasses going too, so we got that. So, yeah, Martha's Bridge. We'll see what happens. All right. So here we are.
I can't reveal it all. Right, just like this.
All right, so we are completely stopped on the bridge, and that's what you're supposed to do. Still got the Oakley metas on. Heather's going to tell us once we are in the depths and throes of the episode, we're going to find out why you have to stop on the bridge.
We've got some eyewitnesses who stopped on the bridge at night and did, all the next step.
The whole spiel, the next step. Yeah, we're not going to the next step. We're doing this step.
Right. We're just showing.
So, the legend. There are several versions of Martha's story, and that's common with local folklore. One tells of a young woman named Martha whose husband never returned home from work. I was thinking even like Civil War or something.
Right.
Distraught, believing he had abandoned her, perhaps died in the war. I don't know. She wandered to the bridge in despair. Another version says she lost a child.
There
That's the
it
version
is.
that I know.
That's right.
Still another claims Martha was left waiting for someone who never came.
That's right.
My
And
thing
listen,
was the baby.
That's
Yes,
right. And
every time.
here's what's interesting.
Yeah.
Despite the differences, nearly every version ends the same way. Martha dies at or near the bridge. Some say she jumped, others claims it was an accident, and some insist foul play was involved. But here's the important part. There are no verified historical records confirming any of these stories ever happened exactly as they're told. And so here's where the lore comes in. Heather, it's interesting because it's funny how, you think about stories that, I think about that game where you whisper in somebody's ear, right? And so
Telephone.
you're in a circle
Telephone.
and he passes it to the next one. And by the time it gets back to the originator of the story, it's totally different, right?
Every time.
Every time. That's
Every
right.
time. And people add things to their own that helps them with whatever their agenda or motivation is
that's
for telling
right.
the
That's
story.
right.
So that's what makes Martha's Bridge such an interesting story. It's not just about whether the ghosts exist, it's about how legends evolve. Basically, like every other story that you know, ghost story, historical, whatever, passed down from word of mouth, how has it evolved?
Yeah,
What's
that's right.
changed?
That's
How
right.
did it start? And what has been added or taken out? And where are we at right now?
Well, and it's crazy. You're exactly right. Now, Marion is a small town where Heather and I live. We're only, 10 minutes away from Marion. And so, ironically, over the years, countless visitors have gone looking for Martha. And they've reported some strange experiences. Now, you talked earlier about some eyewitnesses. And
I
here's
did.
some of the things that they have reported seeing. Tell us a little bit about those.
So they've heard a woman crying.
That's freaky, dude. I'm not gonna
Soft
lie.
whispers. I think the woman crying is like the spookiest.
That would
whatever
be
reason.
freaky. Yeah.
Footsteps on the bridge when no one else was around.
Wow.
Cold spots in the middle of summer. Unexplained mist. Look.
That's wild. Ain't no mist here in Arkansas. I'm just gonna say,
Okay.
ain't no mist.
Well, I was gonna say here lately we have had over 90 degree temps. And that's
it's
the
hot,
only
dude.
time that I see like the water vapor on the windows, which is kind of creepy. You wake up and like you can't see out your windows. Honestly, it's kind of creepy. So to me, it's like, okay, people, they went during the summer. It was super humid. If you're not from the South, you do not understand the water that is in the air and how it feels on your face and makes you hotter than the temperature. And
So
how
in
it
other
fogs
words,
up.
You're saying
everything.
that the mist could be confused for humidity, essentially.
You know, I'm not one to say that it has to be science-y, natural. I believe in supernatural as well. So
That's it.
I don't know. I just know that the natural right now for us, we're in an extreme heat warning.
Yeah, literally.
So we wake
That's
up-
why your hair's wet. We're fresh out the pool, by the way.
Yes, we wake up to.
If you're watching this,
Right. We wake up to our windows fogged up where we can't even see out of them because the humidity is so deep. It's so strong. It's steamy. It's trying to evaporate, but it's like the last, like hanging on to the window. Right.
Well, and
Situation.
Heather, here's where things begin to take a little bit of a turn. Some visitors claim that they've seen a woman dressed in white standing near the bridge before disappearing into the darkness.
No.
Now, others report
Can't do
feeling like they're being watched. Have you ever had that feeling where, I don't know, there's just an uneasiness? Like, I'm not going to lie. I've woken up in the middle of the night in my own house, like freaked out and like,
Don't tell me that.
do I see a shadow? No, but obviously our house is covered by the blood of Christ.
covered by
But-
the blood.
But seriously though, think about that. You're out on the bridge and you feel this sense of uneasiness. It's wild.
I don't like that.
Me neither.
I don't
But
feel,
it's
I
what
don't-
they've
I don't feel good
reported.
about that. But none of the experiences have been scientifically
proven,
That's right. That's right.
verified. There are personal accounts.
But shouldn't that be held in esteem?
Yeah. But since it hasn't been verified, I almost feel like since it hasn't been, like, people want to keep coming back.
That's right.
Like,
That's right.
it keeps people like, let me listen to some more. Maybe I'll figure out a piece of the puzzle with this one or this situation. I don't know. I think it keeps people coming back for more.
Well, and that's exactly right. And so whenever we cover one of these legends here at Arkansas Unsolved, we ask an important question. What do the historical records actually say? And in Martha's case, ironically, that's where things get just a little bit complicated.
It's super complicated because how do you verify information?
Well,
Unless you have it taken to the courts, signed by multiple witnesses. And what is the person called when they're a witness to the witnesses in the public record?
well, absolutely, but
What is that name? I can't think of.
I don't know offhand, but what do the historical records tell us, Heather?
So researchers, historians, paranormal investigators. So they've searched records, newspapers, all of the things, archives. And while there's a rich history about it, like floods, the railroad, of course, we know that there are trains, railroad. Love it so much. Nothing that has been widely accepted as confirming the death of a woman named Martha on the bridge.
Well, that's exactly right.
So
But here's what's
where?
ironic. That doesn't necessarily mean the legend is false.
Mm-hmm.
Many oral traditions begin with a real event that changes over generations. Now, we know that that's happened in many cultures where, let's just be honest, oral history is where it begins. And so that's not uncommon. But here's where things take a turn. Names get added, details change, and stories, well, they often become larger than life.
That's true. One thing with that we've noticed while making this podcast is almost every Arkansas town has a haunted bridge.
Isn't that wild?
I mean, really? Why?
Is your state as haunted as Arkansas? Let's be honest.
Why? What's so freaky about the bridges?
Well,
right?
it's crazy. Here's what's interesting. Bridges are symbolic.
Okay.
They connect places, and they're isolated typically.
That's
Last
true.
week, we talked
True.
about the Garden Light, and there are some bridges
True.
involved in that. And oftentimes, or most of the time, they're surrounded by water. And there are places where accidents have happened. Listen, even if Martha's not real, we know that more than likely, statistically speaking, probably an accident has happened, right?
Oh,
and so
yeah.
throughout history,
Yeah.
it's almost natural for ghost stories to form around these types of places,
right.
towns, cities, and things.
Well, whether Martha's real or not,
And that's it right there.
the bridge is a part of Marion's identity.
That's it.
I mean, it's
That's
Martha's
right.
Bridge in Marion, Arkansas. Like, people know it, especially if you're from here. You know it.
That's it.
It's been shared by grandparents, teenagers. We've told our girls.
They have been on the bridge, just as we have.
They have. I wanted to say they are eyewitnesses. Their uncle took them. They did. Can I share?
Please.
Okay. So this is the what is it? Like, not the prompting of that actual spirit. There's like when there's a story and it's haunted and it's that type of thing. There's typically something like, okay, to lure, to ask, and we don't ever go there.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
We're covered by the blood.
To invite.
No
almost.
invitation.
Yeah, that's right.
But the invitation goes, you park on the bridge, you turn off your car.
Oh my God.
Put your keys outside on top of the hood, and you
Oh my
yourself
gosh.
get out onto the bridge. And you say, Martha, I have your baby. This is the
Wow.
version that I've heard. You
Right,
do those
right.
things, and you are inviting, and she comes. And after that, I have no idea what happens because I've never done it. I'm never going to do it. But my two daughters, unbeknownst at the time to me, us,
I'm
How-
just learning some of this for the first time, actually.
did this very thing. Now, superstition, all of the things, right? Make yourself believe what's happening is happening, whatever
Well,
that is. But
right.
we do believe that there is a spiritual realm.
Oh, there's
And
no
if you
doubt there's a
invite the spiritual realm, it
for
will
sure.
indeed reciprocate. And so we just, Holy Spirit, guide us. We're just going to do what you lead and tell us to do.
Well, and that's it. And here's the reality. The reason we're drawn to things like this, we know a lot of it is probably lore, it's legend, it makes for a great story. But that's not to do away with the reality of the spirit realm. Now,
No.
we are believers. I don't know where you stand in terms of your life and what you believe, but since we are believers, we do believe in a spiritual realm. And so, right. So Martha's Bridge, it could be one of the cases where it's just local legend. It's one of the things that makes the town unique, and it has a little bit of history. However, what we know is that in researching these types of stories or legends, we always know that there's a little bit of truth behind that. And so, Heather, when we went to the bridge, we said that we were going to reveal, and you did that. You kind of revealed what the actual legend is. And so that's that you stop on the bridge. We know that Martha lost apparently a baby. I don't know that we know how.
Right.
But the legend is that you stop on the bridge, put your keys on the roof, and you say...
You get out of your vehicle.
You get out of your vehicle.
And you say, Martha, I have your baby. And she comes
and
to
so
retrieve
this
her
is kind
baby.
of like La Llorona or...
yes, which is very big in Spanish.
oh my God, I'm Latino, so
Mexican
100%.
folklore.
If you've seen the movie La Llorona, that's right.
Right.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I can't do
Right
that.
here in Marion.
Bless it.
So let's go on. What else can we learn from this? Heather,
So,
hold on. It's
Okay.
my turn to ask you this. So Heather,
yeah.
we've been out there. You know that our daughters
Mm-hmm.
have been. You know, we probably went years ago when we were young. Mm-hmm. Based on what you know and your experience there, do you think Martha's Bridge is haunted?
Good question. So I feel like for something, any story, any legend, any tall tale, myth, whatever, it almost doesn't have to be historically proven, right?
Right.
To become culturally
There you go.
important.
That's right. That's right.
And in people's minds to be real.
That's
the
right.
legend itself is real.
The legend is real.
So the legend is real. A legend is a legend. It's a story.
That's it.
Legends are stories.
I
whether
mean,
you
I'm a
believe them or
legend in
not.
my own mind. I'm kidding. That's
All
a
right.
joke.
Yeah, in your own mind. That's good.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah. There you go.
But people genuinely believe they've experienced something there, right? Whether it's true or not.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
who've been there and experienced, they think it's real. Whether it's paranormal, psychological, or simply the atmosphere.
Oh, wow.
Different things. We talked about that with Gurdon.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
atmosphere.
Oh, it matters. It
environmental
matters.
factors that happen, whatever. That's up to each person, I think, to decide and distinguish, right?
Well, there's no doubt. And for me, I'm somewhere in the middle. You know, I am a realist, but I also understand the spiritual side. And so I'd love to know how the story first started. And it would be great to know, honestly, if Martha actually ever existed. And so
Right.
we know that
Right.
someone created this legend, but here's where I struggle, because I don't think people just create a legend, but I think there's always truth behind a legend, and that is a mystery all by itself.
You know, I'm going back to the game telephone,
Oh, wow.
like we talked about a minute ago. Each time it gets passed, something else is heard, something else
That's
is
right.
added,
That's right.
taken
Every
away,
time.
whatever. So regardless of if it's 100% true or not, there are bits and pieces of it that are true. It's the aspect of, okay, which ones? Like, it
That's
got
it.
started for a reason.
Oh, well, 100%. That's right.
That's where we go back to, yes, there was an initial original reason. Whatever that was. I don't know. How far have we come
right.
from that?
Well, and it doesn't make sense for someone to create something
Out of
for no
nothing.
reason, right?
Right.
That's it. That's right.
Right.
So,
So, for our listeners,
for our listeners,
for
that's
people,
it. Amen.
have you ever visited Martha's Bridge?
Did you experience something strange? Or maybe you heard a version of the legend that we didn't talk about? Probably.
Well,
I
and
bet.
that's just it. And so if that is the case, we would love to hear your story. Send us a message on our social media. Find us, email us, and we want to be interested, or we would be interested.
We want to be
rather.
interested. Make us
Well,
interested.
we want to be, or we would be, and we are certainly interested
Yes,
in
100%.
what you have to say.
Right.
Listen, we know a lot of locals listen, so if you've been and you have a different experience or know a different legend, we want to know about it because we want to cover this story and cover it well.
Well, and we just want to know for ourselves as well.
That's right. That's it.
That's why we do it. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. It's more about us.
It's
No, I'm kidding.
always about, no, I'm kidding. So thank you for joining us for another episode of Arkansas Unsolved.
Well, and that's right. And Heather, you're always a pleasure. If you have enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, share. If you like Arkansas history, if you like not lure, but if you like lore and folklore.
But if it lures you in, that's a bonus.
That's true. It's a bonus. It's not only lore, but it's a lore that lures you in.
A lure that lures you in.
That's it. We'd love for you to subscribe, like, and follow. And of course, we'll always be covering something in the natural state here in Arkansas.
Yes, another unexplained story from the natural state.
Come on, there's lots of them.
There are.
That's it.
There
And
are.
remember, sometimes the greatest mysteries aren't the ones we solve. They're the ones that simply, Heather, become legend. And
That's right.
so Martha's Bridge, we don't know if Martha existed.
No.
We don't know if she was real. We don't know what the true lore behind it is, but we know that in Marion, Arkansas, and in Crittenden County, Martha's Bridge is something to be taken
That
seriously.
lures us in.
The lore lures.
The lore.
You heard it
Lures
here
us in.
first, guys.
Yes, that's right.
And so until next time, we'll see you right here on the Junto podcast. That's right, the Together podcast, doing the Arkansas Unsolved. Heather, doesn't it feel good
It feels
to
great.
do Unsolved?
It does. I like it.
We'll see you
It's good.
next time. Be blessed.